Sorry about that, guys. My mic was muted. Um, welcome to appreciate it, Reggie. Welcome to the first episode of Raw Deal, uh, presented by Under the Ring Podcast. Like we said yesterday when we were talking about CM Punk, what we're going to be doing going forward is, if we can, daily streams, daily content. And since today's Monday, we're talking Raw. So let's just kind of dive right into it. CM Punk's back. We discussed that yesterday. He is going to be on Raw tonight. We don't know what brand he's going to be on, if he's going to be stuck to a specific brand or not. Um, all we know is that he's going to be on Raw tonight. We're probably going to be looking to build his upcoming Mania feud, which many of us look at as being Seth Rollins, which is a big possibility. Uh, but that's not the only return that we had on Saturday. We also saw, of course, the return of the great R-Truth. R-Truth is back, and hopefully, R-Truth finally gets his due. His chance to rise to the top of the ranks, world champion. I see it. I see the vision. We've also got Randy Orton returning tonight from the official WWE website. Just 2 days after making his electrifying return to WWE at Survivor Series War Games, Randy Orton will step inside a Monday Night Raw ring and address the WWE Universe for the first time in nearly 18 months. It's been 18 months since Orton's been injured. Has it been that long? Yeah, I guess so. It was last summer? Yeah. We get more amazing interactions between Truth and Tozawa. That's true. We do get to see more of that. Maybe we could add Truth to the Alpha Academy for a bit. Um, I guess it would be 18 months. It was last July, right? That Orton and Riddle Orton got hurt during Riddle's match with Reigns, and I guess that's the last time we saw him. Uh, as far as what we're gonna get out of Orton right now, it's always weird when he's a face. Everyone loves him. Everyone's a I mean, he's Randy Orton. He's one of the all time greats. And it's kind of hard to boo the man, but he just plays so much better as a dickish heel. So I'm not entirely sure because if you watched the podcast last week, we all pretty much predicted Orton was turning on somebody in the War Games match. Whether it was Cody, Seth, or Jay, he was gonna, either get some revenge or just kind of just start some shit. That might still happen tonight. You never really know with Randy, but uh, I'm just not sure. And you add in CM Punk to the mix now. This roster on Mondays is just stacked. It's heavily loaded. Um, do we have time to have a little Cody Randy feud before Cody gets to Roman at Mania? Who knows? We'll have to just wait and see. Um, we've also got a uh, tag team championship opportunity. Six tag teams set to battle in a tag team turmoil match. You know, uh, whatever that is. By order of Raw General Manager Adam Pearce, the six elite tandems will square off in a tag team turmoil match. Two teams will start in the ring. The winning team will remain to face the next team. It's a gauntlet match. It's a tag team gauntlet match. Um, it looks like our competitors are the New Day, Alpha Academy, the Creed Brothers, DIY, Imperium, and Indus Shirt. Uh, yeah, okay, Indus Sure. Gender did uh talk to Adam Pierce was a few weeks ago. Uh, but I guess we're gonna see what happens with them. Uh, which one of these teams is best set for the Judgment Day? Creed brothers might be too early. The New Day's a possibility, always. DIY, Imperium, they're probably still going to continue a feud. It might be Alpha Academy. It might be. It might continue to kind of build on that popularity with Gable and Otis and Tozawa. We'll see. We'll see what happens there. Hey, what's going on, Matt? You there?
Yeah, I don't know if you can see me. Oh, I know what it
Can't
is.
see you. No.
There we go.
There we go. What's going on, man?
What's up? So
So
I have actually taken a shower, y'all. I'm just still. This is my warmest hoodie. I love this hoodie. I'm trying to stay cozy.
hey, we're all repping winners.
We all repping our team.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're going over the Raw show tonight.
Okay.
There's a 6-team tag team turmoil match, which is essentially a gauntlet match. Yeah. So we got New Day, Alpha Academy, the Creed brothers, DIY, Imperium, and Inda Sure is the 6th team.
Oh my god.
So one of those teams definitely isn't winning.
Well, we know Indu Sure is not winning.
You have Reggie says it's funny because I have my Florida State shirt. Hey, y'all, man, it sucks to see what happened to Florida State last week. That was a rough way to ruin a season.
Right.
Hopefully Jordan Travis, that leg will be okay.
Right.
Later
I don't know who.
That was brutal.
We know Indu Sure is not winning. I don't know.
I think DIY and Imperium are still going to be feuding a little bit, so I think they're out.
I know DIY is definitely not winning because Johnny Gargano is he's in that fatal 4-way on NXT tomorrow.
Yeah.
So it's like,
maybe Alpha Academy.
Either them or the Creeds, unless
the Creeds are a little, they just came up. Do you want to have them lose the Judgment Day right now? You kind of want to build them up.
Right.
Because honestly, once the Creeds get a shot, they probably need to win them. So
exactly.
Alpha Academy is probably the best option. New Day's already had a lot of big losses in tag title matches the past few years.
It'll probably be New Day.
They don't really need another loss like this, but yeah, it might be. It might be.
Just to have them have something to do since the other Viking Raider is just never going to get better. He keeps breaking down.
that neck, good lord, that man had a hell of an injury. Yeah, New Day or Alpha Academy, probably.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, one of those two.
Reggie says the Creeds could win, just have them lose by outside interference.
AKA the Judgment Day Bloodline way.
The classic WWE booking of the past 4 or 5 years, which is just you never lose clean unless you're Dragon Lee.
Right.
We also got Big Bronson Reed. When did they start calling him Big Bronson? Was that recent? Or is that
has to be somewhat recent because he was badass. Oh no, yeah, he's Big Bronson Reed, and then Braun Breaker is badass. He's almost like badass Braun Breaker.
Braun Breaker.
Why? I don't know why they had to give them both some type of
alliteration.
Alliteration. But Big Bronson Reed does not scare me. This is like he's Bronson Reed.
Reed will be facing Ivar from the official WWE site.
Oh, God.
After Big Bronson Reed cost Ivar his match against The Miz and hit the Viking Raider with a tsunami off the top rope, the two bruising behemoths. See? Alliteration.
That should be the
one-on-one.
The Big Meaty Man Slapping Meat match of the night, presented by Big E.
Presented by Big E, sponsored by Slim Jim.
Right.
We've also got a championship match. We have the women's tag team titles on the line. Chelsea Green and Piper Niven defending against Tegan Knox and Natalya.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Another win for Piper. Chelsea.
These are going to be all the matches. Well, that match is definitely probably going to be on at some point at between 8 and 9 o'clock while football is on. And then they'll put the real good match on at like 9 o'clock or at 10 o'clock, the crossover. And they're like, oh yeah, it's halftime. Put on that tag team turmoil match.
So, the two big, the two big stories going into Raw tonight are Randy Orton and CM Punk.
Right.
Everything else is kind of secondary. So I made a point earlier on that Randy just kind of really doesn't work as a face that well.
Nah.
And with his RK bro gone, having his own personal issues. We were predicting that Randy was going to turn on somebody at War Games.
Right.
We were thinking it was either going to be Cody, Jay, or Seth. No, he hit that super RKO on JD, and he hugged Cody, and him and Jay were dabbing it up in the cage while Seth was getting all pissy about seeing
right.
Yeah, so
like Punk just showed up before we could even get the whole fully happy ending.
Apparently, Randy and Jay are fine. So I guess 18
for now.
For 18 months. I was reading that and I was having to count in my head. But it's been over a year. It's been like a year and a half since that match on SmackDown.
Right.
When Roman beat Riddle and they just snapped all of Randy's bones.
Yeah, that was literally the beginning of the fantasy season, and I drafted Rated RK Bro, and then Randy was gone. And I was like, yep, this sucks.
Y'all turned it around, though.
Yeah, we ended up winning the season, but it was like, man.
It's a bad start.
Thank goodness for Roman.
So we have two major names hopping into Raw at the exact same time.
Right.
Feeling not doing Randy versus CM Punk. Are we gonna do Punk and Rollins at Mania?
I guess so. I wanted it to happen at the Rumble, but at some point in time, they're gonna have to get that belt off of him unless they're really gonna have Seth versus Punk for the world title on night one.
I mean, I would love that title not be on Seth much longer, but I just like we were saying yesterday, it's supposed to be the working man's title, and it's Seth defends it, but it should be a little more hot potato situation going on.
Like the only thing with Punk, I'm really hoping that now Punk is there, he can just slip in at some point in time and just hit a GTS and boom, Damian Priest cashes in.
That's a possibility.
Because then that way you get the title off of him and Punk and Seth can keep on doing what they need to do.
I see it. I see it. It's so Randy's going to fight Damian Priest because he got involved in Judgment Day business.
I had said that on the one of the groups on one post. I said I could see Damian Priest his final the final boss to prove that he can be a world champion is a feud with Randy Orton, because then once he gets the RKO seal of approval, then they'll probably be like, oh yeah, you ready.
We're doing the classic Mania 31 move. Randy beats him at the Rumble, and that same night he cashes in on Seth.
Yeah, we'll
have the belt until what's the next show? No Way Out or Chamber?
Yeah, it's either that or Chamber.
He'll lose it there.
Because that way you can get, and that's what I was saying yesterday, that way Damian Priest can get a somewhat type of Bray Wyatt run going into WrestleMania. Get it from January to WrestleMania. We'd be like, all right. And you go into WrestleMania as champion. Hey, it's still, you might not leave as a champion, but I mean, you're walking in, so that's still a pretty big deal.
I don't know if they're going to give him the Mania. I think if they do this, he's going to lose it at the next show.
Which wouldn't he lose it at the Chamber or something?
Yeah, like a 1 month run.
He could give him
Here
the
you
Dolph.
go. You didn't lose. You didn't lose the cash in. So
Give him the Dolph. You just didn't get concussed.
So that might work. It's better than losing. It's better than getting the Barry.
Hey, we'll take the points.
Brother, you take them however you can get them. That's how this game works. So yeah, Randy. I guess that's what we're doing. Punk is the one that I don't know, because you and I are both in agreement on this. He is not wrestling more than like 3 matches in 2024.
Right.
There's
If
no way.
he's not, I doubt he wrestles this year. He's gonna be. They're already got him up for the preview. I already have that picture ready for the thread. He's gonna be more promos than anything. And if he does wrestle, it's gonna be super duper announced well in advance. But even then, I don't see anybody that he could really beat up, because those people are on SmackDown, like Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. Those are the people that would kind of be perfect for him to beat up on. So I don't know. I can see them maybe possibly giving him some type of BS feud between now and the Rumble. He gets his first match back at the Rumble, and then he pops up at the Rumble, messes with Seth and all that, because they happen to be in the same building for the first time since tonight. And then something like that happens, but I just don't like. We're going to see him tonight, and I'm pretty sure we're not going to see him next week.
What if we get CM Punk and Dominic at the Rumble?
Oh God. Or CM Punk and a tag partner versus JD and Dominic. The perfect type of BS match, because just like FTR was tagging with Punk to keep him somewhat protected, they could do that. Put Punk and whoever he has a friend in the company at this point.
Yeah. Y'all doing this every day? Maybe 30 minutes every now and then, just to kind of try to give y'all more content.
It'll cut down on 2-hour podcasts on Thursdays.
No more 2.5, 3 hour head into midnight podcast. Good Lord. Yeah, Punk. I just don't know where he fits right now, aside from getting him to Mania for Seth. But also, I don't want that to be for a belt.
Right.
I don't want Punk to be the champion, and I don't want to see Seth hold it that long.
That's why I just said, I was like, he's literally just an unlocked character. Like, why are you here? You have unlocked CM Punk. Oh, cool. I don't really know who I'm going to match him up with. He doesn't really match up with anybody because there's no one old anymore.
We've heard some more news about Punk, about the whole situation with Seth. According to many sources, SRS, Dave Meltzer, and others, his reaction at Survivor Series was 100% a work. It is Seth's playing ball. That's what we're doing. And so clearly we're having that's leading to something.
It's leading to something. We just don't want it to be for a belt.
Yeah. Drew, his contract they're still working on details. But they're apparently moving forward on the contract, which is good.
Okay.
But also he might take some time off. He apparently had a death in his family recently.
Oh, that could explain the storming off.
Yeah, so he might end up taking time off to just kind of be with his family once his contract's up in April.
Mm-hmm.
But he's supposed to come back at some point. So if Drew does leave early next year, don't expect him to be gone too long.
Right.
As far as I know I saw people saying that Rhea Ripley was upset that Punk was there. No, she wasn't.
She was trolling.
She was doing the jerk off. Look at this jerk.
Right.
That's what Rhea does. She tries to, she's taking the spotlight, trying to take it back. I don't know who was upset about him being there. I'm sure there are people, but again, over the next week, if you see any reports that like this person is furious and you don't really see a source on that article, don't believe it. Don't believe it
And
unless it comes from certain people. Just take it with a grain of salt.
yeah, because everybody was up in arms about Seth doing that, and then I stumbled across an interview that Seth Rollins did on the was it Logan Paul's podcast, Impulsive.
Talking about Riddle. Yeah.
Yeah, he was talking about with like Riddle and CM Punk and all them, and he's like, yeah, we basically said at the end of the day, this is our job. We have money that we have to make, and we have to squash this for the sake of making money because we got to make as much money as we can. Because at the end of the day, they can't wrestle forever. That's why I've always said it every time CM Punk is coming back, every single time. It ain't him. He said, "Oh, I'm coming back because I miss you guys." I ain't coming back for that. He need that money. He took all this break. He took a long break, and then he realized, "Oh, let me try UFC. I suck at it. Let me do all this other stuff. I suck at it. Guess what you got to do? Let me try see if they want me to try and wrestle now. I know they still like me wrestling." Then he got in the ring, and guess what? That body broke down.
Fell apart. I'll say this. When he was with AEW and they gave him Collision, when he was in charge of Collision, it was a pretty good show.
That was the perfect job for him. He had it made. Yeah. You get a 2-hour show dedicated to you, and you don't have to be on for all 2 hours. You can show up at beginning, and that's it. Your obligations have been satisfied, my dude.
I still can't believe that. Like, you could not be given a better opportunity, and still just.
It's just crazy that even though he had everything that he could have possibly wanted, it doesn't mean it was all good for him. Yeah. And it seems like he is more, as much as he tried to talk crap about WWE, he is more acclimated. He is better off suited being in an environment where the company doesn't need, they don't need him to do everything. AEW put everything on his back because Cody was gone. They were like, "Oh, you're going to lead us to the future." WWE don't care about that. They're like, "Yeah, you're just one of a gazillion people we have. You're just CM Punk.
You're a cog in the machine."
Right. Like, he doesn't have to come in there and give advice to anybody. He doesn't have to tell people where to look at the hard cam because they're doing all that in a thing called NXT. They're doing all that at the Performance Center. He don't got to teach people anything. All he got to do now is show up, work, go home. That's what he should have been doing. That's at the age he's at. Show up, go to work, go home.
He didn't need to be having 30-minute matches twice a month. That's too much.
Right.
Seth did speak about Punk last night at a live event.
Oh goodness.
So we're gonna show that footage real quick. Here we go.
I'm not going to waste any more breath on somebody who's been gone for 8 years and has done nothing but try to tear this place down. Instead, I want to take my time, waste my breath, use my breath. I'm talking about the people who've been here all along. I'm talking about in the back who's been giving the house taken down.
All right, so
them people are lucky. I didn't even think about there being a live event literally the day after Survivor Series. I thought they'd get a day to travel, but no.
No, Punk should have enjoyed that travel schedule while he had it because he's back on. Of course, he's not going to be going to house shows, so I guess it doesn't matter. Do you think we might get an AJ Lee surprise entry at the Rumble? No.
She's still doing WoW, isn't she?
Yeah, she's still running WoW. I think she's a bit more interested in that. I don't really think she cares to come back ever.
She saved her money. Let's just say that. She's a smart one.
She was. She was. Jeremy says, "I won't be happy until CM Punk is wrestling in bingo halls where he belongs." Well,
he might be running the bingo hall if all this money he keeps stealing. He might be the person in there saying, "Oh, 69.
That is a possibility. Good God. I like I said, I gave it 10 months. 10 months. He can make he
I'm
makes
giving him a full. I'm
makes it
giving
a
him a
summer.
full year from Survivor Series to the next Survivor Series.
I'll give him to SummerSlam, and that is because that's August is where his temper apparently just shoots off. 'Cause we
He
have
gets in heat.
yeah, yes. We
He
have
gets in
Raw
heat.
out.
And he
We
just
have
has to fight
Raw
people.
in. Exactly. He's too damn hot. He just can't handle the heat. So that's what I'm summertime.
That's when they tell him to go home. That's when they're like, "Yeah, we ain't got nothing for you for August."
Because like up until uh, uh, June of last year, everything was fine, and then him and Hangman had their issues out on screen, and then everything else was happening, and then Brawl out, and then he was gone for 6 months, comes back, he takes a shot at the Bucks, but that's about it. And then we get back to June, he takes another shot at Hangman. He bans Christopher Daniels and Matt Hardy and other people from Collision, and then he gets in an issue with Jungle Boy, and then at the show they get in a scrap. Uh, I think he just the summertime is just not for him.
It's really not. I don't, like, honestly, to even have him doing anything. I mean, at this point, I'm shocked he's doing something right now. It's hockey season. He's a Blackhawks fan.
Yeah, you think he will want to be all focused on that?
And then the funny thing about it is somebody tried to ask Tony Khan about all this, and people were shocked that he said, "Well, I can't say anything." Why are y'all shocked? He legally can't say anything.
that was a legal dispute what he and Tony Khan went through. It's
like, he was fired legally. It wasn't. So I don't blame. It's all pretty just normal. Just like we said yesterday, everybody that says they're not going to come back comes back. And it just seems like this is a marriage of convenience. It was two people. You had Triple H that saw him and said, it could work out, even though it came down to the last minute, but they came to an agreement. It just seems like CM Punk is just he's trying to get as much money as he can. But this is it. This is literally the last dance. This is it.
Multi-year. We'll see.
Multi-year. And if it's multi-year, I wouldn't be shocked if he has it like 1 year doing what we're about to see him do for the next year, we hope. And then he's looking like Undertaker, and he's doing merch, and he's doing a bunch of that. And he's basically Ric Flair. Because the man moves merch. We can't deny that. He moves merch. No. He's a merch cow. He's a milk cow for merch.
None of us here are big Punk fans, but like we cannot deny his popularity.
Like, he has some fire merch. He could suck as a wrestler, but like that shirt where he's like on there looking all crazy, that one, I have that shirt. I love that shirt. That shirt's cool. Like his designs, whoever does his stuff, they do a good job designing the jump. He sucks pretty much to me, but hey, he's a good promo and he has good merch and he has a good theme song, entrance theme. Those are the three things. That's all you need right there.
Look, in WWE, that's how you become a star.
Right.
You need nothing else. So yeah, that's about as much as we know about Raw tonight.
You got a collector's item, Reggie.
You do.
I got Mox's first AEW shirt.
I've got the Y2AJ shirt. Does that count as a collector's item?
You definitely have a collector's item.
God. All right. Thanks, y'all, for joining us for the first edition of Raw Deal. We'll be back tomorrow to talk NXT and some other things. And hopefully, everything doesn't go to shit tonight on Raw. But
right.
You never know. You can follow us at facebook.com/undertheringpod or twitch.tv/undertheringpod. You can find me at Twitter at GregBushSK, and of course Matt at The Right Answer. You can find all of our
So,
links in
y'all.
our link tree /undertheringpod. Anything else we need to talk about before we call it a night?
Nope. Enjoy Raw. It should be a good one. I'm pretty sure CM Punk will be there at 8 o'clock on the dot.
Either it's 8 o'clock or it's 10:55. It's gonna be
Right. One of those. You get either way. You're gonna get either you're getting Randy first or you're getting CM Punk first. They're gonna hit you with both. One of them.
If all you care about is those two, you can skip the middle 2 hours and 50 minutes. You can skip all
and just
that.
brace yourself for the eventual at some point where it's either Randy or Punk. Just brace yourself for the eventual. Dun, 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 dun.
That Judgment, they're always around.
Dun, 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 dun.
All right. Y'all have a great night.